You ever looked at yourself in a mirror? You want to look away.
Riley, you okay?
Yeah. I mean, no.
I wanted people to see this movie and to be able to look at themselves in the mirror and love what they see, both inside and out.
I don't think it is hyperbole to say that this movie has probably saved some lives.
We don't get to choose who Riley is.
We can never really control outcomes, but we can control when we look in the mirror what we see.
I hope to be one of those people that leaves the world a little bit better for me having been there.
We're trying to put positive things out into the world that can make a difference.
Hello and welcome to Cinema Therapy. I'm Jonathan Decker, licensed therapist who loves movies. Joining me today
is Alan Seawright, a professional filmmaker who needs therapy, and we're joined by two other actual professional filmmakers.
Some very
more
special.
Professional than me.
Director Kelsey Mann and producer Mark Nielsen of Inside Out 2. Last time we met, we were inside Pixar Studios, but now we're in our house. Kind of. Welcome, gentlemen.
Kind of, sort of.
Thank you so much, guys. It's so good to hang out with you again. I would love to be there in person. I love your setup there. You got all the colors of the emotions going on back there. See a little bit of the blue and sad. Oh. Yes, that's amazing.
Shucks.
Well, allow us to say first and foremost, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah. We're blown away at the response. Definitely beyond our expectations. Just thrilled for the studio, thrilled for the crew that worked so hard to make it.
We, just like audiences everywhere around the world, were deeply touched, deeply moved, and, to the point of what we're trying to do here and what you're succeeding in doing there, helping people, legitimately helping people while entertaining them. And so today we're having you back on the show. The first time we were limited.
Yeah, we only got to talk about the first 30-ish minutes of the film with the two of you.
So we have you on. We've got some scenes queued up. We want to pick your brains about the process, the creative process, as well as the psychological meaning of Inside Out 2 and these scenes we're going to take a look at. So let's do this thing.
I know change is scary, but what?
So excited!
All right, welcome to our team, Michigan.
I love that they keep calling her Michigan. She just never corrects them.
Yeah, totally.
So great.
A Riley who won't be alone next year.
This isn't Riley. This is a better Riley.
A brand new her. No.
Yeah, this is all about anxiety wanting to change who Riley is.
Mm-hmm.
I am truly sorry. I was so looking forward to working with you guys.
You're doing
I love that embarrassment is also the muscle, you know?
I know. Yeah, totally. He's the big one. Yeah, he's the big, large one.
He's the heavy.
Such a sweet guy. You wouldn't think he would do that. He's so sweet.
That's a great idea.
The air holes is such a great...
You're until she turns 18 or maybe forever. I don't know. We'll have to see.
The delivery of that line from Maya Hawke is so charming, even though she's doing something horrible.
Let's change everything about you.
Yeah, you guys were able to ride such a fine line with Anxiety where she would be so easy to hate because, I mean, she's not the villain. Obviously, she's doing things for the right reasons.
But she is the antagonist.
But she is the antagonist of the piece, and you managed to thread that needle so perfectly where it's like, this person is doing a terrible thing. We understand why.
Yeah.
Between your direction in writing and Maya Hawke's performance, we still love Anxiety, even though we're like, oh, no, don't do it.
Yeah, that was probably the biggest challenge on the film because she started out as a villain. You're 100% right. Like, I always pictured her as the antagonist, but she was too mean in the beginning. Our first couple of versions of the movie, she was too much of a villain, and you didn't really understand her or like her. I always wanted to get that feeling of, like, I wanted the audience to be excited to cut back to her. You're like, oh, cool, Anxiety. I want to see what she's doing. Yeah. And every time in those versions where she was a villain, when we cut to her, I was kind of like, ugh, I don't want to watch this. It wasn't fun. I didn't understand it. We're like, why is she doing what she's doing? And it wasn't really until we kind of leaned into the really research why we have anxiety that things started to kind of work.
I credit Maya a lot too, just her voice. She brings so much empathy to the role just in her delivery and her performance. So yeah, Maya Hawke brought a lot in helping us understand and want to relate more to that character.
Well, and it sounds like, and this is part of, the creative process. Sometimes you get things wrong, you get off center, and you have to find your center again. Because the beauty of the Inside Out stories is that we don't judge any of our emotions. They just are, and they all serve a role. And so the moment you have anxiety in a villain role, it's going to feel off because that's not what this is about. And so I love hearing you talk about we needed to return to, no, anxiety is part of the family. Anxiety is here for a reason, and in order for that to work, we have to love anxiety the same way we love all these other characters. So
the theme of both of these films, but particularly this one, is Riley is growing and changing. And what I love about anxiety is pushing her to change to fit in, not change to grow and just become more Riley, right?
Yeah. I've done this, especially at this age, where you change yourself in order to gain acceptance and love from others. I want to be that person who's like, this is what I think and what I believe, and if you don't agree with it, that's fine too. Like that's who I strive to be in my life, and I try to tell that to my kids too. That's leading a full life.
Major life changes can be exciting, but as Riley discovered, they're not all fun and games.
You might need a good doctor to treat your falling down a mountain of glass balls full of memories. Common injury.
That's why you should check out ZocDoc.
ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality, in-network doctors
and click instantly to book an appointment.
It's as quick as smashing that puberty button.
We're talking about in-network appointments with more than 100,000 healthcare providers across every specialty, from mental health to dental health, eye care to skin care, and so much more.
And when you're searching for a doctor, you can filter for ones who take your insurance, are located near you, and who treat basically any condition you're looking for.
Plus, ZocDoc appointments happen fast, typically within 24 to 72 hours of booking.
You can even score same-day appointments.
Look, next time I get injured on the ice, I'm going to use ZocDoc to find and book a doctor near me.
Literally every time he ice skates.
I'm from Arizona, I'm not that good.
He's not good.
Stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/cinematherapy to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today.
That's ZocDoc.com/cinematherapy.
ZocDoc.com/cinematherapy.
I'm starting to think you guys don't understand the assignment. What? What? Who sent that
So
projection?
anxiety plays a role, just like any of the other emotions, similar to fear, of keeping Riley safe, except for anxiety is focused on the future and fear is more on the present, right?
Yes,
and so
that's
anxiety has a role of helping us prepare for the future. The issue of, just like if Joy's trying to be the only emotion in the first film, she's overpowering everything, anxiety's doing the same, and it's too much.
Yes.
Because Riley can't even sleep.
No, it's like this. I mean, this is all based around that feeling when you've got a big thing that's going to happen the next day, and when your head hits the pillow, your mind just starts going. And every time I would pitch this to somebody, they would instantly know what I'm talking about. And so this is all about, we all do this. And there's an element that is helpful, because you do want to, like, I should prepare for that big speech that I have to do tomorrow. But that can sometimes go too far. And you can spin out, and you can not sleep. Like, she's hurting Riley by keeping her up. And, even on this film, I've had moments like this where I'm worried about the film and I'm thinking about the movie at night when I should be sleeping.
Sure.
For sure.
Nightmares, but you don't have to take it anymore.
I love that part. That's like Louis Black at his peak. That was always a network. I was like, it's like network, I'm mad as hell. It's like, that's what I'm going for.
Well, and the destruction of this, and then my favorite is this moment right here.
To be prepared.
Yes.
Clearly the 1984 commercial reference, right?
Yes. 100%. 100%. Yeah, totally.
When the 1984 thing, like, I wanted to just stand up and cheer because, like, it's such an iconic commercial, and the fact that you guys were able to fit it into Imagination Land, you know, children's cartoon, like a family cartoon, was just like, oh man, that's awesome. I love that. Like, every time Lee Unkrich sticks in little Shining references.
Oh, yes.
You know, it's like every time those little things get snuck into Pixar movies, I'm always the nerd in the back row, like, oh my gosh, guys, did you see it?
So I'm watching this scene, as you know, and Alan watches movies and his filmmaker brain's always going, my therapist brain's always going, and I'm loving seeing anxiety keeps asserting, I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this for Riley so she can be happy. And then Joy says, if you wanted her to be happy, you would stop hurting her. They're both right, actually. But one's arguing intention. Anxiety is arguing intention. My intention is to keep her safe, to keep her happy. Joy is arguing result. You're hurting her.
Correct.
Yeah.
And this is, when it comes to conflict resolution, when it comes to couples therapy or family therapy, generally we have a person arguing intention and a person arguing result. And the way that we come to reconciliation is to practice perspective taking of both sides. If Joy could practice perspective taking right now, because she's just seeing Riley's hurting and that I need to protect her. But if she could engage in perspective taking with anxiety, then she could see anxiety as not the villain. And that would soften her and help her to connect with her. If anxiety could see Joy, instead of you're getting in the way and mucking up all my plans, as, oh, you're protecting Riley. From what? From me. That's where you can have some major paradigm shifts.
To be fair to Joy, it is difficult to not perceive someone as the villain when they're literally big brothering, like, over you.
Like Ned Flanders in that Treehouse of Horror episode where he takes over the world, you know? Like all this. And if I could coach Joy in something right now as she's talking to anxiety, it's to ask the question, what do you want? And is it working?
Right.
Yeah.
If you ask anxiety, what do you want? I want to protect Riley and I want her to be happy. Okay. I honor that. I see that in you and I believe you. Is it working?
Yeah.
And this could help anxiety maybe to slow down and see that Riley is a nervous wreck right now. That she's not happy. That she's panicked and terrified. And that everything that anxiety is doing to make it better is making it worse. This is a great skill when you're dealing with people, is instead of attacking or telling them what their motivations are or telling them what they're thinking, well, this is what you want, to ask them what they want, to believe them when they tell you, and then just simply to ask them, is it working?
Is it working? Yeah.
Because if it's not working, most people can acknowledge that, and then you can start to work. But if you come in critical and telling them why they're wrong, most people will defend themselves and tell you why they're right. Intention versus result, right? And that's that series of questions, what do you want and is it working, is how you cut through all of that. There, I did my job today.
Good job.
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice. From a filmmaking perspective, this was an important scene too, because it was a chance to put anxiety and Joy face to face again, right? They've been separated for a long time, and you get to really clearly hear their philosophies back to back, coming right at each other, and you kind of get to put them in the same scene together, even though physically they've been so separated.
Come on, Riley. Get it together.
This scene. This
Riley,
is
get it together. I'm not good enough.
Pivotal scene that we literally did at the end of the film. This is the last thing that we worked on.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Putting too much pressure on her.
Well, it's because we wanted to get it right, but it's also very complicated. Like that shot, so many different departments are working together on this whole area, and so everybody had to come together at the last moment. And we were running out of time, so I love some of these shots here.
So there's a really subtle thing happening in the background of a bunch of these shots where, like, your depth of field is changing, even though the lens isn't moving. Like, I want to talk to you guys about that in a bit.
Yeah, 100%.
So in the first film, Joy learns compassion and empathy from sadness, which is a key part of her journey. And something that I just adore about this scene is Joy, for a long time, has seen anxiety as the problem, but she's going to apply something that she learned from sadness in the first film, which is that compassion and empathy.
Yeah.
And she truly sees anxiety. Look at Joy's face right there.
Yeah.
That's empathy.
You don't get to choose who Riley is.
Yeah, especially when she sees that anxiety doesn't want to do this. You know, that tear is all about, like, I didn't mean for this to happen, and I can't stop what I've started, and I want to.
It's something that's psychologically true of panic attacks. Like, you've removed anxiety from the situation. In other words, whatever the precipitating thought or event was that started the panic attack.
But it's still ongoing.
It's still going. And as a therapist or as a friend or a family member, you can help soothe somebody or help them to realize something logically about whatever the initial thought was, but they don't feel better because now they're having a physiological response.
Yeah.
Joy, I'm sorry. I was just trying to protect her.
Oh, that line, that came near the
It's gut-wrenching.
We don't get to choose who Riley is.
It's just I look at her like a parent, like they're two parents arguing over how to best take care of their child.
We keep the best and toss the rest.
And this is Joy realizing that what she has done,
it's the same thing.
It's harmful too. Yeah, it's the same thing. Kind of putting it all together here.
And that moment of realization, holy crap, man. The animators you guys have in that building are so talented. It is upsetting to me the level of talent that you have at Pixar. Like,
I could do our entire time together speaking about how great our animation team is, and really everybody. You know, I look at that whole scene. I think about the effects in the sim department and the lighting department, and the camera department,
and the music.
Oh my God, Andrea Datzman killed it. Everybody brought it at the end, but specifically, you're talking about the animators right now. My goodness, did they bring their A game on this. Absolutely incredible work.
And I gotta say, I've talked about this a little bit in our video that we did where we finally got to talk about the whole movie, but I just wanted to let you guys know, I am convinced that this scene, the anxiety attack scene, is going to go down in cinematic history as one of those perfect scenes that everyone just references, right? Like the Indiana Jones truck chase in Raiders of the Lost Ark is like the action scene, right? Mm-hmm. And the war room from Doctor Strangelove, and the scene from Network where the, we already talked about earlier where
I'm mad as hell.
I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. This scene is going to go into the cinematic pantheon as one of those scenes. And it was just, as a filmmaker, anytime you see one of those, it is like you feel lifted out of yourself in a way, right? Like you can feel history happening in front of you, and it's just, man, you guys did such a great job. I just have to applaud you. Like, thank you for your work on that.
That means so much.
We went down a lot of roads with this film for many years, and they weren't always the right roads, right? And you talk about the balance that you felt was struck in this film. And that balance is found over time through a lot of iteration, and it really doesn't come together until that very end. And you kind of are a nervous wreck even 4 months before you're done, not sure if you're going to pull it off.
I will never forget. There's a couple moments I'll never forget, but the one that really sticks with me is I remember being on the scoring stage, talk about Andrea Datzman's work and the wonderful orchestra that created the score there. And when you record, they have the movie up on a big screen and it's silent. So it can give everybody a visual of like, this is where this music is going to be connected to. Yeah. And it was during this scene that I decided I'm going to go out there. And I stood out on the stage and they recorded this particular piece. And I looked up on the screen, watching Riley experience her panic attack and hearing the music. Oh man, it just really hit me in that moment. Because you're just hoping you're making something that's worthy and something that's good. And I looked up on the screen, I saw Riley going through what she was going through, seeing all the beautiful work done by the animation team and the lighting team and the camera and the sim and everybody, and hearing the music attached to it. I was so emotionally moved in that particular moment, and I was so worried for Riley. I suddenly was no longer a filmmaker making the movie. I was an audience member watching something happen to somebody. And I wanted it to stop, I wanted Riley to be okay. And I thought at that moment, I'm like, I feel like we've made something incredibly special. I'm so proud of it. I couldn't be any more proud of what we were able to put together. I hoped it would be an emotionally impactful scene. And it has been.
This is the scene I think I've heard, and maybe you too, Kelsey, have heard the most about from people talking to us about the film. and what impacted them in watching it. My best friend from college reached out to me on his way home from it and said, hey, I just had a conversation with my daughter in the car. We just saw the movie. She's 17. And she said, Dad, I've been experiencing panic attacks just like Riley has, like almost every day. And she hadn't had the courage to talk to her dad about it and never opened up about it. But she opened up on the way home. She's like, I think I need help. And he was able to work with her then and have a dialogue and find someone she could see that really made a giant change in her life. And it's stories like that that make you kind of just so thankful that we were able to be a part of something that opened up this dialogue.
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
I don't think it is hyperbole to say that this movie has probably saved some lives.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know if you've heard that yet. We have heard that occasionally from fans of our show that, you know, they'll come up to us and say, you know, like really serious things were going on and, you know, tell us stories. And
caught an episode of our show, decided not to kill themselves or hurt themselves
or something. Yeah. And it's a weird feeling of, well, A, that can't be true, but B, is it? And C, does that mean I have a responsibility now? Like it's such an odd play of emotion there. But I mean, this movie really, guys, is a special piece. Yeah, see, and there we have the background fading back in.
You okay?
Yeah, slowly coming back in, getting warmer.
Yeah. I mean, no.
I love that.
Oh, it's Riley really revealing her true self and not hiding it anymore. This is who I am.
You told me you were going to a different school. I freaked out. And I'm so sorry. If you don't want to be friends anymore, I get it.
There's a beautiful balance here because
I really hope
self-acceptance and self-compassion needs to be paired with, but I'm still accountable. I don't have to hate myself for my actions. I don't have to judge myself for my actions, but I'm still accountable for them.
Yeah, she's owning who she is and owning what she did. And they're forgiving her, you know, in this moment.
Yeah. And owning who you are isn't saying there's nothing wrong with anything I've done. Owning who you are is I made a mistake or I've made mistakes. And that's part of who I am, and I accept that, and I still love that.
This shot of all of the characters there is
man.
Love that shot.
And
I
then
love
the lens flare on the sun and her feeling it on her face.
She's choosing to relieve a little bit of the pressure of having to achieve in this game and actually just go out and enjoy playing the sport that she ultimately really loves and to be present. And that motivates Riley to call Joy to the console, which we thought would be such a great idea. And it kind of came late. I remember us flying back from the audience preview and we were discussing changes we could do on the airplane flying back. And we thought of this idea of having Joy being called to the console. I remember thinking, like, well, how do we show that visually? And she's got these particles that it's really subtle, but she has particles that are floating off of her body, right?
Yep.
And I'm like, what if those are actually being drawn towards the console? Literally like a magnet saying, like,
that's cool.
I need you, Joy, come. And we thought it would be so beautiful to have sadness be the one that recognizes what's happening because she felt that on the first film. She felt like that kind of draw to the console. She doesn't have particles like Joy does, but she probably felt that. Like she even acts like that in the first film, where she just kind of feels like she's a zombie being pulled towards it. You know. So I love how sadness and Phyllis did such a great job with delivering that line. Riley wants you. It's such a beautiful thing.
Hey, look, if you don't make it this year, there's always next year.
I know.
I love our girl.
How could you not? She's super smart.
And graded, huh?
This is showing what Joy has learned. Talking about all the great parts of Riley, like she did at the beginning of the movie. But now she's owning all of Riley, which is like, but she's also, you know, this and that aren't so great.
She can do the wrong thing.
Sometimes,
and, you know,
she can be too hard on herself.
Yeah, it's a funny gag.
Every bit of Riley makes her who she is. And we love
all of our girl. Every messy, beautiful piece of her.
This shot is the only shot that lasted in every single screening. Is this last little shot.
Well, if you've got that at the beginning, why would you change it, man?
Yeah,
so good.
I always wanted to end the movie with Riley looking at herself in the mirror, looking at all of her flaws and all, and smiling. You know, it's something that I have trouble doing, you know, and I definitely had trouble doing as a kid. You know, you ever looked at yourself in a mirror, you want to look away. You instantly kind of, like, it's kind of weird to look at yourself like long in the mirror, but to be able to really look at yourself, it's all about self-acceptance in that moment. I always pitched this from the very beginning. I wanted people to see this movie, especially kids and teenagers, to see this movie and to be able to look at themselves in the mirror and love what they see, both inside and out. And that was my pitch from the very beginning on this movie. Because, like, the whole point of the movie is that whether she makes the team or not, it doesn't matter. You know, she's going to be okay no matter what. So the fact of whether or not she made it or not is inconsequential to the way she feels about herself. And so the beautiful thing, where anxiety would have panicked if she didn't make the team. And so, like, her being okay either way is the whole point of the film. It doesn't matter whether or not she makes the team. She's going to be okay no matter what. That's the beauty of it. Some people have asked me, they're like, "What, did she get in or not?" You know? Only a few, but it hasn't really come up that much. People understand the movie, even kids understand that it doesn't really matter. We had to write a fine line of how much does she smile or not in that given moment.
And I just want to thank you for putting out into the world so clearly this message of the outcome isn't what matters. Right? We can work towards outcomes, we can hope for outcomes, we can never really control outcomes, but we can control when we look in the mirror what we see. And that level of self-compassion, that level of self-acceptance paired with accountability is literally the path to healing for almost any psychological or relational or emotional struggle. It is either the path or it's a key component of the path. And you delivered that to the world. And so from my community, from the therapy community, thank you, because you greased the wheels for all of us. You made it our job a lot easier.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, it really means a lot. I respect you guys and your guys' thoughts so much. And to have a film that's made this impact has been absolutely incredible. I think back to when I was a kid and why I got into movie making in the first place. A lot of it has to do with Jim Henson and the Muppets. I am a huge fan of them, and I remember reading a biography about Jim, and I remember reading a quote that he had. "I hope to be one of those people that leaves the world a little bit better for me having been there." And even as a kid reading that, I just thought, I want to do that. That sounds like a wonderful thing to do with your life, and why I love storytelling and why I love movies. And to be able to have the opportunity to work on an Inside Out movie is a dream come true. But ultimately, I said yes to it because I not only wanted to make a fun film, but I wanted to make one that made a meaningful impact on the world. And the response that the world has had to it has been overwhelming. We've had so many people come up to us and tell us stories about how much it's affected them and how important it has been to them. So it's something I'll never forget. And I feel so grateful to have worked on a movie like this.
It's also DNA that we share with you guys. I think cinema therapy is just, it's important, and it's making a difference out there, and you're reaching a lot of people too. So I love that we're similarly trying to just put good, positive things out into the world that can make a difference. So props to you both for this incredible show that you guys do.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
Oh my gosh. Oh my crosh.
Oh my crosh.
I'm overwhelmed, so I can't even think anymore. I can't even speak.
No more words.
So until next time,
I'm the worst.
Well, there's a preview of the next 10 years.
And
watch movies. Special thank you to all of our patrons who get extended commercial-free director's cuts of our episodes a day early. This one's going to be a beast. In fact, it is a beast. It's out now, and it's so rich with deliciousness.
That's exactly how I would have described it. Yuck. Our patrons are people like the following people:
Jojo B,
Alexandra Lee,
D. Morton,
Aisha Ali,
and Rob Foster.
Thank you, patrons.
Yeah.
And You can be just like them if you want. Or not. I'm not going to tell you what to do.
But do it. I will.
He'll tell you what
I'll
to
tell
do.
you what to do.
He's a therapist. That's
no,
their job.
That's an abuse of...
A roll of tape? A rubber duck?
No time!